Okay, so we are live once again, and God, that was aggravating and embarrassing.
Okay.
I really have no idea what happened there, but for some reason I was getting a continual returning audio loop. Basically, I was hearing myself like 3 or 4 seconds after the fact.
Right.
Like, okay, that's weird to me. Anyway, all right. We are waiting for Toasted to join us, but I'm here with my good buddy Night Shift 10,000, and it is 10,000, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I had to count the number of zeros there. But I'm here with my good buddy Night Shift 10,000. We haven't had a chance to talk to each other in a while, and we are here to discuss. Well, let's just put it the SCOTUS dumps of the last few days. And honestly, I really didn't think that the number of decisions that happened were going to happen this quickly.
Really?
Yeah, I figured that if we were going to get anything out of the so-called Supreme Court of the United States, here this week, we would get one thing, and it might maybe be Friday afternoon. I was wrong. I was very wrong.
Yeah, a lot happened. Got to admit that.
So what's your take on? Let's start with the source of so much salt to be mined on the internet, namely Roe. Yeah, what's your take on this, dude?
Roe v. Wade being overturned. Well, first and foremost, it doesn't mean that abortion is now illegal or anything nationwide. It just leaves it up to the states to decide what they want to do.
That's point number one that I've been saying pretty much since the opinion leak from, what was it, like 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Pretty much from the word go, when the opinion was somehow leaked, which is kind of curious in and of itself. How that happened, but I digress. I've been telling people, even if that happens and Roe v. Wade gets overturned, no, that doesn't mean abortion's illegal.
Right.
Apparently, people still don't get this because they're still marching around in Handmaid's Tale costumes.
Yeah.
I'm just calling it like I see it, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's embarrassing to say the least. It's embarrassing to watch these people just kind of be a bunch of idiots.
I'm pretty well convinced that the vast majority of them, one, have no idea what this particular court ruling was about, and the worst part is, two, I'm betting that they never actually bothered to look at or read Roe v. Wade itself. I'm betting they didn't do that.
Yeah, no, I'm willing to bank on that too. Ugh. It's kind of
nauseating. To be clear, Roe v. Wade did not ever establish, a constitutional right to an abortion.
Right.
It didn't do that. And the overturning of Roe v. Wade does not in any way mean that abortion is now magically illegal. It doesn't mean that at all.
Exactly.
Yeah. It really amazes me. The people who want to shout the loudest about things like this, more often than not, turns out they have no idea what they're talking about.
Right. No, I mean, that's kind of obvious, really.
It's kind of weird to me. But okay, So what is your personal standpoint here? What is your take, dude?
Well, again, I'm personally pro-life, but I'm politically pro-choice. I don't want the government in anything. I don't want the government deciding anything. I don't want the nanny state deciding things. And I do want women to make their own choices. But I mean, just the salt mine that we're seeing here, just with all of these people, it's like one thing goes, and all of a sudden we're living in the Republic of Gilead or some shit like that. And it's just it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's just no, that's not the way it's gonna go. It's not the way it's gonna work. Just because abortion is being quote unquote banned in certain states doesn't mean that it's outlawed completely. And it doesn't mean that any of your
Hold on.
personal rights
Are you talking about the what is it, like half a dozen states that have so-called trigger laws?
No, I'm talking about the states that are looking to ban abortions within their borders and whatnot.
Okay.
There are some that are looking to do that, but it's like there's not very many of them, and even if there are, you can always go to a surrounding state to get an abortion. It's like it's not, I mean, it's not the end of the goddamn world if hey,
Joseph's back.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. It's not the end of the world if your particular state decides to outlaw abortion, because
Exactly.
I can pretty much promise you there's like 2 or 3 surrounding states that are totally okay with it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm pretty sure where I live in Idaho, pretty much all the surrounding
You're
states
from Idaho?
except for
Cool.
Yeah, I'm from Idaho. Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure that all of the surrounding states, except for maybe Utah, and even the surrounding province of Alberta, north of us in Canada, are pretty much offering complete services for Planned Parenthood and whatnot. So, I mean, yeah. Just go to a surrounding state. It's not really that hard.
Well, here's a question I'd like to pose to everybody. Hey, Toasted, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Here's a question I would like to pose to anyone and everyone. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that somehow all 50 states individually, as per, the whole overturning of Roe v. Wade, handing it back to the states, that kind of thing. Let's just say all 50 states decided to outlaw abortion. Let's just say that. Do we honestly believe that abortions wouldn't happen?
Oh no, they would definitely. They would still happen. Absolutely. It's just.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my point. To these leftoids that are screeching like harpies, but also to these right wingers who are just chomping at the bit or whatever. Call it what you will. Wanting to outlaw it. It's like, dude, bro. This. Saying something is illegal is not going to stop it from happening.
Right.
It don't work that way. How's that working out with murder? Ooh, Chicago is not helping your case.
Exactly.
How's that working out with heroin? Ooh.
It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So outlawing something does not actually stop it from happening. It doesn't stop it from being a thing. And in this case, I would go so far as to venture that if any state, or all states for that matter, were to go so far as to completely and out ban abortions, like outlaw it, well, guess what? All you've done is create a black market. Or if surrounding states are totally okay with abortion, then you've just given people a reason to travel for a couple days.
Right.
That's all that's going to happen.
Right.
Toasted, what do you got?
I mean, so should we not ban murder now because people will do it anyway? Like, should we not ban slavery? Those are the same things you could say. You got what I mean, or no?
Okay, Toasted. What I'm getting at is that outlawing, writing down on paper by politicians that something is not allowed in and of itself does not prevent that thing from happening. That's what I'm getting at.
So you're against legalizing slavery because you still believe in the non-aggression principle, right?
Oh, I absolutely oppose slavery because there is no legitimate way for one human being to own another human being because they have self-ownership.
Right. The same can apply for abortion. Yeah, I mean.
Well, it's really more about getting the government out of things, and maybe in the cases of like slavery, sexual assault, murder, just basically arming people up, or letting people choose what kind of security they want for themselves, whether that be private security guards, whether they want to arm themselves, whether they want to have security systems, security alarms, whistles. Yeah, I mean, it's allowing them to choose their own security. It's allowing them to kind of do their own thing and not having the government middleman get into things. Because I don't know if we all agree with this, but honestly, when the government gets into things, when the government gets into it, it
causes
always
a shit ton of problems.
Yes, exactly. It always messes things up. It always makes things worse usually, and very rarely is it ever effective to the point where private citizens taking these things really into their own hands can make it way better, and they can do that for themselves. So I mean, it really is more about more individual initiative and less of the nanny state getting into your business and creating, basically turning a net into a hammock.
Okay. So I mean, so would you be okay with people going, guarding, protesting abortion clinics and preventing in the private sense? You got what I mean, or no?
Huh?
I couldn't hear you. Say again.
In a private sense, are you for people, banning abortion, by going to a clinic and just not letting women inside? Would you be okay with that?
Okay. You're asking, would I be okay with people preventing other people from going to a clinic and seeking an abortion?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing. One, what clinic? Is it a private clinic? That's privately owned and operated?
Let's say private.
Is it a government clinic? Is it a Planned Parenthood clinic, which
Planned
receives
Parenthood.
government subsidies?
Let's say Planned Parenthood. Let's say Planned Parenthood.
Okay, Planned Parenthood. Okay. Now, in the case of Planned Parenthood, let me be crystal clear here, I have absolutely no love for these people at all. That being said, does a person have the right to go to whatever clinic they want, assuming that that the clinic is okay with them coming there? Does a person have the right to go to that clinic and seek whatever it is they're seeking? Well, yes, they do. Now, here's the real question. If what they're seeking is specifically for the sake of killing an unborn baby, well, okay, then someone's rights are getting violated here.
Right.
Well, and also on that front, you also have to factor in that you've got to find doctors or physicians that are actually going to perform these abortions.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
they're not exactly, dime a dozen street corner whores or anything.
Exactly. I mean, most doctors nowadays will not perform an abortion. I mean, most that you find. So, I mean, for Planned Parenthood to try to open a private clinic, more than likely, even without with or without government assistance, they're probably going to have some problems, especially in the system, where there is no government and they're not receiving any government backings.
They would collapse of their own weight within about a week in
Oh, absolutely. That's the point. I mean, the fact of the matter is, without any government backing, trying to open an abortion clinic or any kind of clinic like that in like a system where it's been completely privatized and when the government's no longer in it, it's going to be almost it's going to be almost a financial impossibility for them to do that, and to try and find a doctor or even physicians that are comfortable performing an abortion when when these things are when these things have become as sparse as they are in that system, it's more than likely almost going to become an impossibility. So I mean, there is that.
I
That
mean,
has to be
like
taken
they
into
privately
effect.
get money, a lot of tiny money on their own Planned Parenthood. They would still survive even if they got no donations.
Well, but but they have to make it. They have to make it feasible. They have to make that. They have to make that feasible financially. And I mean, on a completely private basis, that would almost become impossible for them to do. And hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay, Toasted.
Yeah.
I think what he's getting at, and I agree with him, in a truly free market system without government involvement, an organization like Planned Parenthood, or pick your eugenicist based baby killing factory, call it what you want. The thing of it is that in a free market system, there's not going to be any real viability for such an organization, and they would collapse of their own weight.
Right. Okay. Fine.
So I don't know exactly where you're going with this.
I still don't really agree with you, like in the sense that, like, so if a 9-month-old fetus, you believe the person should just be allowed to kill it because government should not be involved.
I'm sorry, say what?
Like a 9-month-old fetus, you believe the government should not be involved because they shouldn't be involved in anything. Is that what you would say?
A 9-month-old fetus is not a clump of cells. It's not even a fetus. That is a baby.
Right.
It is its own living human entity, and for anyone to try and kill it at that point, and frankly, I would argue well before that point, that is a gross violation of the NAP.
Right. So you would just allow a person to do it?
I don't know that any reasonable person would be okay with this.
Right. What? So why would you be okay earlier then? So that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
I'm not. That's not what I said at all. See, Toasted. Yeah, here's the thing. Government involvement in such matters is not going to fix the problem. I think we've talked about this before, but abortion is a cultural issue, and politics is downstream from culture. Government cannot fix a cultural issue. Frankly, government can't fix any problem because government itself is a problem, but I digress. You cannot expect government to write some words on paper and
government ended slavery. Government
was
able to destroy slavery, right?
I'm sorry?
Government was able to destroy slavery, right?
Government didn't destroy slavery. That's not how
in America. Why is there no slavery in America? Like,
slavery was on its way out even before the Civil War because it was quickly becoming a net drain on the economy. It wasn't going to last much longer anyways. Now, before anyone goes on a tirade about how Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, fun fact, the Emancipation Proclamation did not free the slaves. That's not how that worked. And
so
second,
I reckon you're not an Abraham Lincoln.
Huh?
You're not an Abraham Lincoln fan, I reckon. Yeah, many libertarians are not for some reason.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln would, by his own writings, have been perfectly fine if slavery had continued, so long as the Union, the country at the time had stayed together rather than the secession movements and so forth. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Government involvement in a lot of things. And Night Shift, you tell me if I'm wrong. But when mommy government gets involved in things, it tends to cause more problems than it could ever solve.
It does. No, that's not incorrect. In fact, that's right on the nose. And I mean, again, yeah, what really ended slavery was the fact that it was kind of more of a net drain, and it really did detract from the economy overall. And really, I mean, when the government tried to, I mean, here's the thing: when the government tried to do something about it, it caused the Civil War, which is the bloodiest war in American history. So, I mean,
yes, by far.
Case in point. And slavery, I mean, there are a number of different ways slavery could have been ended way better, because it was really more of a drain on the South. And I've explained this in some of my past videos about, what slavery does and why it is not economically feasible for anyone who wants to say that, capitalism and slavery are pretty much synonymous with each other. That's
they're not.
They're not. It's a completely brain dead argument. The thing about it is slavery detracts from the economy, and capitalism it almost requires in fact, it pretty much is a requirement that innovation and intelligence and new ways of doing things
Oh yes, it
be
does
introduced.
everything it can to encourage these things.
Yes, that new things must be introduced, and slavery is ultimately a detraction from all of those things, from innovation and from other things like that. So really the South was more or less on its way to an economic collapse if it continued this way, especially if the rest of the world was continuing to innovate. So really, slavery was more than likely going to go out anyway. It's just when the government got into it, it more or less scapegoated slavery, making that the cause, when really it was the Southern secession, which was so many things. They mainly
Also, several
scapegoated.
Confederate states did not actually secede from the Union until after Union forces attacked.
Exactly.
It's worth noting.
Exactly. So, again, I mean, case in point, when the government gets into, when the government tries to make things better, it makes things worse. Case in point, the Civil War, the bloodiest war in American history. So there is that. Now, did slavery need to end? Absolutely, it did. It needed to.
Oh, absolutely! It's an abomination.
Yes.
There is no logically consistent and legitimate way for one human being to own another human being, because that other human being has self-ownership, as does person A.
Exactly. But it was going to die either way. It was basically going to die either way. So the reason for the war really is kind of, I mean, the goods outweighing the bads for the war kind of really dies out, more or less.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think the American Civil War, as it is often referred, is a war that truly never should have happened.
Right. But then again, even as an anarchist, I would say that about really almost every war that has ever occurred. So,
oh, absolutely,
yeah.
But I'm just saying, if I were to cherry pick out of, oh God, how many military involvements has America been in her relatively brief history? Like a lot.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah, none of them. Yeah, pretty much none of them should have happened. But if I were to cherry pick out of all of them, this one in particular really never should have happened.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah.
Toasted, you there?
Yeah, I'm still there. Yeah.
So does that answer your question, or do we need to discuss further?
I guess it's sort of a agree to disagree situation, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Okay, and that's fair. We can agree to disagree, and that's totally fine. Now, here's another topic that came out in the last couple of days. Guns.
I mean, it sort of like went away with the abortion thing. You know what I mean? I mean, like, I'm sorry.
I just want to mention this. Some of the most hilarious signs and things I've been reading online are women that are basically saying, why are guns freer than my body or something like that? It's like, why are women freer than guns? And I'm like, wait a minute, you don't want to be allowed on airplanes, you don't want to be allowed in government buildings, you don't want to be because I mean literally
it's such a self-refuting argument.
I know, right? Yeah.
Have you guys seen the picture of some lady? She's probably like 6 or 7 months along, but she's got her, obviously pregnant tummy exposed, and on it she's taken a Sharpie and she's written, not a human being yet, or something like that.
Oh yeah,
have you guys seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that. She completely dehumanizes her fetus.
Well, my question to this woman is, okay, so what is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it a dog? Is it a crocodile? Wait, what?
Yeah, really. It's so stupid.
It's such a stupid statement.
Yeah.
And these are the kinds of people that we're dealing with on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're like, yeah. There are points in any given day when I see this kind of shit, when the meme with the flying saucer with the laser beam thing and a dude being picked up by it, and it just says, at this point, if I get picked up by aliens, I'm just going to think of it as a rescue mission as opposed to an abduction.
Oh, here's the thing. Like I said, I'm doing like a ghost hunting video when I go to Utah. I'm going out there to the Skinwalker Ranch, and the Skinwalker Ranch is apparently known for its like UFO activity.
Nice.
If I see a UFO out there, I'm going to take all of the money out of my wallet and yell at it. I will pay you to abduct me. Get me the hell out of here.
Okay. I will do you one better, and you will probably think I'm batshit crazy for this. What? I have been saying for a few years, actually, like more than a few years now, if Sword Art Online becomes a thing, which I really, 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 really want that to become a thing.
Mm-hmm.
If it ever does become a thing, I promise no one IRL will ever see or hear from me again.
Right.
I don't want to go back out there. Out there sucks. These people are crazy.
No, that reminds me of it was an old Dilbert comic that I read, and it was it was like looking into scenarios of the future, and there was someone at Dilbert's house to see him, and Dogbert answered it. Mm-hmm. And the person was there to see Dilbert, and Dogbert was like, I'm sorry, we haven't seen Dilbert in a few months. He's been on the holodeck since March. Oh gosh.
Oh god. Yes. Okay. So yeah. Not to stop the walls, but getting back on topic. Apart from Roe v. Wade, which I'm pretty sure everyone and their dog, their cat, and their gerbil is aware of.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the Brewing case regarding guns.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys' thoughts about that?
I don't really care about the gun issue. I'm being honest. I don't really. I just don't like. Why do we ban crime, not guns? If that makes sense. Like the same thing, like with the whole possessing drugs thing. Ban the crime. Don't ban the. I don't know. Like maybe I'm being whatever here, but I don't know.
Well, it's kind of the same example. It's just more prohibition, more prohibitionary measures. Prohibitions don't work. We learned that in the 30s with alcohol.
Well, and going back to what I'm trying about the abortion thing, I'm sorry, I just feel a little bit sick right now. But the thing is the left really pro-choice or the pro-abortion? Do you get what I mean, or no?
No, I get it. I honestly get
it.
You
see what they Sporting Goods did their thing.
When you say the left, Are you talking about the people that are screeching like harpies about women's rights in the wake of the whole Roe v. Wade overturning thing, but at the same time, when asked straight to their faces, what is a woman, they can't answer the question?
Yeah, those people. Yeah, it's pretty funny actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, spoiler alert for any leftoids that might ever, see or hear this. I know this is going to shatter your worldview. I know this is going to shatter like literally everything you've attached yourselves to. What is a woman? It is a human being that does not have a Y chromosome. Done.
Right. Thank you.
That's it right there. Done.
And honest to God, I this whole thing with the left, it reminds me of that meme with the superhero and the two buttons. And one of the buttons would be police are murderers and tyrants, and then the other button says only police should be armed, and it shows the superhero with like a Democrat symbol over their face or something like that.
It's like so far Democrats, they like say, "Oh, immigration is racist because police are racist because they kill mostly black people." Yeah, abortion, they target black neighborhoods. They put them in black neighborhoods. You know what I mean? It's fun. Like they'll say, "Oh, but white people get more abortions than black people." Well, yeah, duh, because there's more whites than blacks. But still, they're specifically in black neighborhoods. All the more so. Why are they in black neighborhoods? You don't see them too many in rural areas.
I know.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I like the alt right. I don't get why some of them are like anti-abortion. Shouldn't they love abortion? Like they say to me, "Oh no, but white people are also killed." Well, dumb. Same with immigration. You're banning also white people. It's just like this whole thing. That's sort of why I'm getting to stupid arguments. Like one person told me and think about what you want about Roe v. Wade. It's clearly not just law, and that had no constitutional bearing on it. And like people said to me, "Oh, but the Constitution is able to make rule." I said to them, "Roe v. Wade doesn't make sense because abortion is not a constitution." Then they tell me, "Oh, in Article 3, Section 2, it says that the Supreme Court can make decisions not in the Constitution." It's like that's for a regular court case, but not for it's whatever. My debating skills is getting whatever, you know what I mean? And yeah.
Well,
it doesn't matter.
Here's the thing. If we're gonna work under the framework of American government and the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights and so forth, here is my question to a lot of these people. I call them the screeching harpies. Here's my question to them. Okay. If abortion is in fact a constitutional right, it's not, but okay. And we could get into the Roe v. Wade, actual decision, and I'm pretty sure anyone with an IQ higher than that of a rock who actually reads it will realize that no, it did not establish a constitutional right to an abortion. But here's the thing. Abortion is a constitutional right. Okay. Please show me where in Article 1 that abortion is even mentioned.
Well, they're claiming that the Supreme Court can make new laws, basically. That's what they said to me. And it's like, get me frustrated. I'm debating a bunch of people that, say, like, life doesn't begin conception for other reasons, you know what I mean? It's like, getting me frustrated. I wish I was more, clever, to be honest. I'm not a very clever person. You know what I mean? And, it's just, it's a little bit frustrating.
Oh, don't sell yourself short-toasted. You're awesome.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to say that, but it's just I get nervous when the pressure comes. I don't know. Like right now.
Hey, look at me. I'm just an ANCAP stray cat pirate. What do I know?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So
tonight, I totally, yeah, I agree. Yeah. By the way, do you mind if I go to the bathroom quickly?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I hope it's not too long, but I'm sorry if it's.
You're fine, dude.
Sure. Yeah, a second.
But yeah, Night Shift. Does that argument make sense to you?
Which one again?
I was saying to all of the screeching harpies out there, okay, you're saying that abortion is a constitutional right, which, frankly, there's no such thing, but I digress. One, it's not, and second, okay, please show me where in Article 1 abortion is even mentioned.
It's not, but of course they're going to claim something.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of circular reasoning, in my opinion.
Right.
And the whole thing is just nonsense.
Really? Good Lord.
And the funny thing is, I really don't have a problem with, the notion that, a woman should be able to have bodily autonomy. I don't have a problem with that, because I don't have a problem with anyone having bodily autonomy. But therein lies the rub. An unborn baby is still a baby. It is still a human being. It is a sentient, it is its own entity.
Yes.
And during the, gestation period, it is simply occupying space that it didn't choose to be there.
Right.
It was put there. It was forced there against its will. But it is there against its will. And it must stay there for X amount of time for the purpose of development.
Right.
Does that unborn baby also have the same rights as any other human being? My argument is yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. That is a human being. It really is that simple.
Right. And again, I don't get why the whole adoption thing isn't brought up more, because, and I mean, they claim that nobody's willing to, but honest to God,
no one's willing to adopt? Bullshit.
Yeah, absolute bullshit.
There are tens of thousands of couples that, for whatever reason, can't have kids of their own. They'd love to adopt a child.
Exactly.
So I don't know where these people are getting off with that argument.
Right.
Because that's a load of horse shit.
No, it doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, I actually know people personally that are waiting on adoption lists to get, to get kids. And I mean,
that goes right back to government involvement creating more problems than it could solve.
Right, exactly. Nice.
Those adoption waiting lists.
Right.
Yeah. Who do you have to thank for that? Who do you have to thank for those children that are right there? And probably, I would imagine, would like to have a loving family and home, and you've got a loving family and home on the other end, like totally willing to take them.
Right.
Mommy government. That's it's so cute. It's adorable.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess who suffers for it? Guess
we the people
suffers for it. The people, and especially those children.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. People wonder why I have a problem with government.
No, I don't. I get it. I honestly get it. Ugh. I have the same problems.
These people just aggravate and disgust me.
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh yeah.
And here's another thing. Has anyone noticed that our so wonderful friends in the mainstream media have been really, really quiet over the last few days?
Oh yeah.
About the economic numbers. Has anyone noticed that?
Oh yeah, totally. They're not going to report on that.
I wonder why. Why would that be?
Oh gosh, they're not going to out
He thinks
themselves.
the economy is getting shittier.
Oh yeah, they're not going to point that. They're not going to point that finger. They're not going to make Biden look bad. Of course not. Ugh.
Well, who else are we going to point the finger at?
I know, right?
Yeah, he's been directing the fiscal policy of the nation. I can't believe I even said that, but I'm going to say it anyways. He's been directing the fiscal policy of the nation for going on 2 years now. And, how is that working out?
Oh, he's been fucking it up bad.
This reminds me of, that glorious moment in The Dark Knight when the Joker takes the other guy's cigar.
Yeah.
And, says, he says, I am, I am a man of my word. You see, I'm only burning my half.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that glorious meme, everything burns.
Oh, yeah.
Because it really seems like that just might be the way the economy is headed in this country.
Everything burns.
Everything burns.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If there's a silver lining, here it is. At some point or other, people are going to get so fed up with the economy going further and further down the U-bend of the shitter that they're going to start lighting some fires of their own.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be glorious to watch. And I can... nobody give me hope. Don't give me hope here. But it would be unbelievably beautiful if the halls of Congress, the White House, the Fed, just to name a few, were on the receiving end of those fires.
It would be.
I would love that. I would absolutely love this.
Yes, you know what? Let's finish the job they started on January 6th of last year.
Yes. And this is just my humble, uneducated opinion. No, leftoids. January 6th was not an insurrection. It was roughly 1,000 people LARPing, and only one person was murdered, and her name was Ashley Babbitt.
Yep.
And she was killed by cops.
Yeah.
Period. Done. End of statement. But I agree with you. Yes, let's finish the job they started.
Oh, please. Nothing will please me more.
Hope. Don't give me hope. That's so mean. Don't do that.
Oh, yes.
We could be at this for hours.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God, yes.
Oh, there's so much fucking wrong going on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way, don't know if you heard, excuse me, don't know if you heard, apparently a certain Madam Ghislaine Maxwell,
oh, yeah,
the jingle music, is now on suicide watch.
Oh, Lord.
Awaiting sentencing. Cue the jingle music. Maxwell did not kill herself.
Yes.
Kill herself. Kill herself.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. It's too funny. It's too good to pass up.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, I found that out via Tim Pool here earlier today. And yeah. Okay. So let me get this straight. Epstein who also did not kill himself.
Right.
Epstein's well, let's call her overglorified secretary. The arranger, the date planner.
Yes.
Let's call it that. His date planner is also on the verge of not committing suicide.
Yes.
Wake up, people.
Mm-hmm.
Please, for the love of God.
Really?
Wake up.
I know.
Something about this does not pass the smell test.
Exactly. No, it reminds me of that meme that I saw with Hillary Clinton once. It was like Hillary Clinton was like, "Don't make me mad, or you might just kill yourself." Oh wow!
It is a proven statistical fact that you are worlds more likely to die by suicide if you have dirt on the Clintons or the Bushes, for that matter.
Yep.
I hate them both. Then you are to die from some rando going batshit who just happens to have an AR-15 in a shopping mall.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I believe those numbers. Good Lord.
Math doesn't lie.
Nope.
But
It
liars
does not.
love to try and use math. That is one of my big sticking points with the idiot gun grabbers out there.
Yeah.
They love to try and throw out statistics. One, okay, are we dealing with per capita or are we dealing with individual areas, cities, regions? Are we dealing on an individual basis or just per 100,000? Because if we're dealing with one per 100,000, you can do that anywhere. Like, are you kidding me? That is a horrible metric to use.
No, I get it. I honestly get it. It's like, it's one of the worst examples to use, honestly.
Yeah, it's one of the worst metrics that I can think of to use.
Same here.
To analyze the impacts of a particular thing in a particular region per capita. You got to be kidding me.
By the way, I'm sorry if I don't know what's wrong. This whole stream, you could tell I was feeling a little bit funny. I had to go take a long dump. I'm sorry about this. I don't know what's up.
No, you're fine, dude.
Yeah, sorry.
How are you feeling?
Okay.
You okay?
This whole stream, I felt a little bit, sort of constipated. Finally was able to, after doing a little, never mind. I don't want to get too much back. I finally able to get it out. That makes sense.
Okay.
No, you're fine, dude. No, as long as you're okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways. So what are we speaking about right now? Like, just, sorry, hope I'm not.
Oh, we were talking about gun grabbers.
Yeah, I don't get this whole gun grabber thing, if I'm just being honest with you. It's because, how do I put this? How do I put this here? Is like, they want people to give up their guns, right? But the criminals are not going to give up their guns. So, I mean, this is what gets me. Yeah, this is what gets me. I don't get.
Here it is, black and white, clear as crystal. There are only 3 types of people when it comes to guns. Government, which has guns and will always have guns, regardless of whatever words they put on paper. Criminals, who have guns and will always have guns because criminals, by definition, do not obey laws, and law-abiding citizens. That's it. That's it.
No, but this is what I'm going to say here. It's like, to be fair, they claim that places like Germany, many European countries with banned guns have a very low crime rate. That's what they're. That's what they've been saying.
I would really love to see what numbers they're referencing.
Well, I mean, there's many other factors that has to deal like
Right.
you won't compare Argent like Brazil to America. That would be because there are
No,
many
cross-cultural comparisons are basically worthless to begin with.
yeah, exactly. And the thing is, like, I love this is they say, oh, those Brazil, it's Brazil has a horrible economy. Brazil has horrible technology. The U.S. That's why they have more crime. But they don't get it. It's like South Africa, probably among the African countries, you'd say South Africa is the most technical advanced. If that makes sense, would you agree with me or no? Compared to every African country.
I don't know. Maybe it sounds right. Maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, but they have the higher crime rate, or like I don't know, like which is what's a good example here? Uh,
Compare the United States to the United Kingdom.
yeah, it's not. That's not a good comparison though. There's still
No, it's not.
exactly.
That's my point. It is not a good comparison.
Yeah, and there's many stuff to go into.
You know,
Yeah.
and here's the thing: the United States, as per the FBI crime statistics, the FBI databanks, and the FBI statements, you can look this up yourself. The United States has a very different set of protocols for addressing, air quotes here, violent crimes than the UK does. In the UK, you can be charged with a violent crime for basically nothing more than a shoulder bump, like literally.
Right.
And this has been shown over and over and over again. Okay. Yeah, that alone should tell you there's no comparison to be had here.
Nope.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
here's the other thing. When gun grabbers, and they do this all the time, try to make cross-cultural comparisons, they never, ever, ever adjust for population.
Well, and they also never adjust for alternate weapons that are used because
no, they never even acknowledge the possibility that in the event you could deny, the would-be wrongdoer of guns, well, what's to stop them from finding another tool like a truck?
Right.
They never want to address that.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, don't ever ask them about all of those mass knifings or basically mass stabbings that they like.
And the acid attacks.
Well,
right.
The thing is, in the UK, they still have even those stuff are less than America's crime rate. They have in total less crime rate than America. I'm not trying to be trying to just be fair here. If you can, I mean, they do have a less crime rate. I mean, it's nothing.
Based on what metrics?
Oh, exactly. I'm not a data analyst, so yeah, that's
that's the thing. That's what I'm getting at when they say, when I say they don't account for, they don't adjust for population. When making these comparisons, they don't account for various differences in, legal framework, so to speak. There's a lot of things that are completely left out of their statistical analyses, and that's why they're completely unreliable.
Right.
Shane Killian explained this quite beautifully in his video, How to Argue for Gun Control.
I mean, the thing is about, I hope I'm not being, no, it's just, feels like the libertarian, whatever, part of the conservative right now, they're not doing so well. People are right now more included to the populist side, the religious populist, just populist in general. I know this is getting so off topic, but when I'm speaking about gun, I know this is getting, I know populists are also anti-guns, but I feel like, do you believe the libertarians can make a return, or people's hate for big business will make it impossible?
Okay. I believe that libertarianism can actually be brought to the forefront and can actually bring forth an argument that neither the left nor the right can realistically counter.
Well,
the real question is, one, are they willing to do so? And two, what are they going to do in order to make that happen?
Well,
That would be my question.
Separate. Thing is, I'm going to say here is biggest problem with the Libertarian Party. What gets me, like, is that it's also like it's a group thought. You know what I mean? Like, I like to have some independence in thought. If that I don't know how to explain it, like like with abortion or like with
Well, I'm not so sure that I would agree with the whole, we are Borg, groupthink thing, considering that, as I understand it, the Mises Caucus, out of nowhere, just kind of subsumed a significant proportion of the Libertarian Party at large. Now, to be fair, I really don't care because I'm not a libertarian. Well, I am a libertarian. I am an anarchist. I'm an ANCAP. But that being said, I do believe that they can, given the right set of circumstances, they can actually bring a good fight to the front.
Well, I mean, like this is the thing. I actually believe that they should like Gary Johnson and like I sort of had enough of them after the Gary Johnson, after JoJo.
Gary Johnson is not a libertarian.
No, he was not.
JoJo Johnson, like those, like I despise the Libertarian Party almost as much as the Democrats. Like, and this is what gets me very upset with the Libertarian. They favor left wing populists over right wing populists. They don't mind sipping for Bernie Sanders supporters, for these. I'm not joking. For like, they literally retweeted a post from what's that guy's name, Kyle Kalinske, but yet they call out Tucker Carlson, and this is what gets me upset. Their favoritism towards they're trying to go for the left wing for some reason. I don't get why, but they believe that the left wing is more, I don't know, like. And I get what they, in theory, may be, but the left wing, if you know many liberals, they're very, very stubborn. They're very, in their views. Conservatives tend to be, I know, like with the gripers, they tend to be, but for the most part, I think conservatives are more reasonable in extent to some issues like drugs and stuff like that. Those conservatives would be, more in favor. I think with immigration and maybe with like abortion, right wingers would be more, not stand their ground, but like I think with drugs, alcohol, prostitution, and I think to a certain extent with gay marriage, to a certain extent, I believe rights, the right wingers are more, whatever, but the Libertarian Party really, really, screwed up.
I have said for quite some time that the Libertarian Party are most definitely not libertarian.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I do have reason to hope that might change, given what I just said about the Mises Caucus uprising. But that being said, time will tell, and at the end of the day, libertarianism was never intended to be a political party. It was never intended to be a political
exactly
thing.
I believe it should be like
it's a philosophy. It's an ideology.
I believe it should be like in the sense like they should try to libertarians should try to go for the Republican Party, if that makes sense. Like have a big tank.
So basically what you're saying is that libertarians should lean toward the GOP more so than they do toward anything else.
And try to like what I think Austin Pearson is doing, and try to we can have a big smorgasbord sort of libertarians, populist, religious rights, and we can all take something from each other, if that makes sense, instead of this whole infighting we're currently doing. And try it for the better of the country. Like, try to, take everything from one each other. Because I know for the most part, libertarians tend to be on abortion. Libertarians tend to be. I think this is the case with libertarians. They either are pro-life, or they're not pro-life, but they do believe life because of conception. Just don't believe government. Like you guys, government should be.
Yeah.
And they're anti-grooming kids. They're pro-gay marriage, but they're not necessarily for having kids go to pride parades, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I think in that sense they could, I also know some libertarians, they might not be Christian, but they're for Christian culture. they don't like it forced onto people, but they agree in the Christian culture sense. So I believe
Right.
but this whole purity test that people are doing right now, and this is why I don't like. People ask me why I hate the Groyper movement. It's because I believe that the whole. It's not just that you could be racist if you want to. I know this is controversial, whatever. If you're not harming anybody, if you believe what you believe in, I can't, that is what it is. You can't really, some people just generally have these beliefs. But you shouldn't be like a jackass. Like they're like saying like if somebody is of Jewish descent, they're saying like he's a bad person even though he did nothing wrong. Somebody's of black descent or somebody is of mixed race descent. You know what I mean? It's like that. Pure. I just don't like identity politics in that sense. You know what I mean? I believe
Exactly.
It's just
No.
Yeah.
No, and I get it. I mean, and here's the thing: like, of course, you have free speech. Of course, you can be racist, even though, in my personal opinion, racists are some of the dumbest pieces of shit out there. And to be racist is like is a complete waste of time and a complete waste of good time. You can be if you want. You can hate certain people if you want to, though. In my opinion, you're wrong for doing it. But yeah, you can do that, even though it's it all boils down to freedom of speech. And I mean, there are some drawbacks to it, or at least some perceived drawbacks to it. But the thing about it is, like, at the same time, I mean, if people are out there being racist against like certain groups of people, like against African Americans or Jewish people, at the same time, you can be just as loud as they are, saying that they're a bunch of ignorant pieces of shit. So,
well, this is what my question is. What do you believe being racist is? If you believe in race and IQ, are you a racist person? Not saying I do. I don't believe in race and IQ. Don't worry. But do you believe a person is a racist person if he believes in that thing?
Race IQ? Wait, what?
Race and IQ. You never heard of?
What about it?
If a person believes in it, is he a racist in your opinion?
I don't know if they're outrightly racist. However, I don't believe it exists. I don't believe that exists. That humans are all basically teachable. Human beings, doesn't matter what color they are, doesn't matter where they come from. They're all educatable, no matter what. It's just, I don't know if I'd call them outrightly racist. It's just that in some places of the world, yeah, IQ is a little bit lower than others, but that could be anywhere. That could literally be anywhere. That could be any.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could run into that anywhere in regards to like literally any groups of people.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure that it is. At the very least, it's not overtly racist. At the end of the day, I agree with Night Shift here. As a general whole, the vast majority of human beings are teachable, trainable, moldable. You can teach them, how to, understand and how to, do whatever it is, whatever. People are teachable, as a general rule.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with, whether they're white, black, brown. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with it. Also, for that matter, it has nothing to do with whether they are male or female.
Yeah, I mean, but I hope this is like, I agree with you. If you believe in values or Christian values, you're basically saying that they mean nothing because it's all up to the person's genetics. And I agree that there's, of course, genetics plays a factors, but to say it's the be all end all with it, you just don't know.
Well, that's the nature versus nurture argument. I'm sure you're familiar with this.
And of course, it's like 50-50 probably, nature and nurture argument. You know what I mean? To say that nurture has nothing to do with it, or to say that genetics has nothing to do with it is completely
false. To say that genetics has nothing at all to do with anything is just as foolish as it would be to say that a person's upbringing, their environment, circumstances pertaining thereto, whatever, has nothing to do with how they turn out. Both sides play a role. The question is, one, I guess it's two questions. One, how much does each side of that coin play a role in the product, the person? And 2, does the person choose to be the the end all be all that those two things working together culminate into, or do they choose to be someone else? And therein lies the real question.
Right, and
No.
I totally go what you mean. I'm sorry. But like the thing is, they say like Mary Rothbard and other ANCAPs, were they racist like people say? I'm just trying to because I know that the arguments they made for blacks doing wars was that they.
You're asking if Murray Rothbard was racist?
Yeah, I'm not saying I believe that, but I heard.
Not that I know of. Night Shift, what do you got?
No, I don't know of any racist remarks he ever made. Honestly, I at least I've never heard of them.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
I mean, that's why at least I heard. The Cosmotarians. I'm not sure if you know what who the Cosmotarians are, right?
I am drawing a blank here, dude.
Yeah, same here.
Basically, libertarians that try to be the mainstream, if that makes sense. Mainstream like they're sort of the rhinos of a Republican.
Cosmopolitans.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now it makes more sense.
Yeah, those people they're what really ruined the liberty. I mean, some cosmopolitans are okay. Like you could say John Stossel is a cosmopolitan, but at least he is okay. You know what I mean? But most of cosmopolitans are whatever. In my mind, they're just they're currently taking over. They're currently ruining the Libertarian Party, if that makes sense. They're what?
Well, to be fair, the so-called Libertarian Party was doing a perfectly good job of burning itself to the ground. Not very long ago.
100% agree on that.
Yeah, wow. It's totally yeah. I'm sorry if I sound but yeah, that's so true. Like with the Libertarian, I mean. That's the thing. I don't believe, like, I know maybe the minority is here, but I think Libertarian, I know technically it's a good philosophy, but I don't know if it could be a party. The philosophy could be a party.
Well, it's like I said, Toasted, that's the thing. Libertarianism is, it is a philosophy. It's an ideology.
It was never meant to be a party.
It was never meant. Yes, you're exactly right, Night Shift. It was never meant to be a political party.
Well, this is what I call myself.
It's actually antithetical to political parties if you think about it.
Right.
Because political parties ultimately, whether Democrats, Republicans, whatever, political parties, in whether they want to own it or not, they seek to take your money by force and influence your life and decisions by force. That's what they do. Libertarianism, on the other hand, wants to do exactly the opposite of that.
Yeah, of course.
Am I off the mark here?
No, and I agree with you on that. This is the thing. I consider myself a non-aggressionist because certain stuff libertarians say, I agree with you could do whatever you want as long as you don't hurt anybody, which could get to like. And that's the thing is I assume like children. I believe child abuse hurts somebody, so you can't do child abuse. So you can't give your child Tic Tacs and cigarettes because they're going to I guess that's what makes me, or I'm obviously anti-abortion. I guess that's what makes. I just don't like I used to be a hardcore libertarian, but really did not like the labels that I went to. If you weren't for this or for that, it's sort of like. And with my OCD, it sort of was a nightmare being a libertarian in some aspects because you want to make more you want to be like you were afraid to vote just because you're a libertarian. That's sort of why I, in a way, left and became more of a non-aggression principalist, if that makes sense.
No, that's fun.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, I'm being honest with you guys. I don't know if it could really. People hate corporations and telling people that we shouldn't regulate corporations as much, even though it's right. I don't know how it can make mainstream success because people like to blame. Part of libertarianism is personal responsibility and telling people that maybe the corporations are not at fault. Maybe you're just as fault as the corporations. Doesn't go with the people who are just want to blame everybody.
Well, to be fair, to be fair, libertarians do tend to acknowledge that there is, in many different capacities, some wrongdoing on the part of big time corporations. But here's the thing. Those big time corporations, they give lots of money to all kinds of people in mommy government.
Well,
I get what they want.
No, I agree with that. But people will say like they're going to still be, even without mommy government, they're still going to be corrupt.
The whole thing is corrupt. There's no way to get around corruption in a system like that.
And I mean, even if we go to a full anarcho-capitalist system, you can't deny they're going to still. Big business will always be corrupt, and that's the thing. That's the thing about anarcho-capitalism. I'll say, it's not a perfect system, but if you know what I'm saying, it's the best system. It's the most fair.
It's better than all the other ones, yeah.
Right. But
yes,
people that say like
the problems, but it will fix a lot of them really fast.
Right. People that say like it's going to be perfect, like they're still going. Corporations will still might do some stuff.
Anyone who tries to claim that anarcho-capitalism or anarcho-communism or whatever system you could think of, it is perfect and no wrong. Nothing could go wrong here. They're suffering from the nirvana fallacy.
Exactly.
Well, like the whole profit system, it's not perfect. Sometimes it can actually do harm. But at the end of the day, a profit system is better than a non-profit system.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, like even like Canada, like England, they don't believe like they have to go by a profit system, because if they don't, there's no other way they could, like for single payer healthcare I'm talking about, or like no they have nationalized healthcare, that's what I'm talking about, where the doctors are run by the government. They still go by the number of visits. That's because if they don't go by the number of visits, even though they might maybe use their patients, if they don't have anything, they're just going to be lazy bums. You know what I mean? So that's the thing about profits. You know what I mean? That's why it's
if I may, in a way, I kind of don't like the word profit. I kind of prefer benefit.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, any transaction between two individuals or possibly more, well, why would they engage in that transaction if there was no perceivable benefit to them? Why would they do it?
Unless it was government, and the government was basically pointing a gun at their head saying you're going to pay us for the service, or we're going to kill you or lock you in a cage.
When I say transaction here, I'm talking about voluntary transaction, not coerced.
Right.
Because let's be honest, I think everyone here knows perfectly well that there is a gun in the room.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the funny thing about leftists. They want policemen not to have guns anymore, yet they want to take away people's guns. How do they believe that will happen? You know what I mean? It was like,
really.
Okay, I will be right back.
Yeah.
All right.
Want to end the stream soon, or? Yeah, man.
I actually do have to go in a little bit.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. By the way, do you know Dark? I got mixed up between you two. Are you guys like friends, Dark Conservatory?
Oh yeah, Dark Khan and I were really good friends. We have been for a long time, actually. So.
You guys are roommates, or?
Oh no, not roommates, but we've been good friends for a long time, and yeah, he's a really cool guy.
In real life, or just on the internet?
Mostly online. I've never met him personally. I would like to, though.
Yeah. Now, I really actually wish he would be here, because it was sort of like he really explains. He tends to be able to convince people on the abortion debate. He debates it very well, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. He explains it into a certain extent. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I sort of wished he was, because sort of getting all these dumb comments. Like, this is the famous ones that people saying it's a job of the Supreme Court to take on any case, any issue, even if it's not in the Constitution, decide cases. And it's like they're basically saying the Supreme Court as and I don't know how to. and they show me this article which said, it's sort of hard to debunk stupid in a way because
Oh no, I get that.
You have to be a very clever person, even the best debaters, you have to. It takes cleverness and charisma to be a good debater. You have to be able to be. That's the thing about debates. You have to be very witty with your mouth, very good, and besides for being
yeah.
Right. I mean, I think that's like I'm not. Do you know who Jesse Lee Pearson is?
Yes. The African American preacher.
Yeah. I'm not sure he's not like a great debater. He doesn't give out great points, but the thing about him is he's very witty in his debates.
Yeah.
He like asks people questions a bunch of times.
I have honestly never seen any of his debates.
No, he's funny. I'm not sure if you'd agree with him, but he's a very funny person. Very funny person.
Yeah, no. He's a barrel of laughs. I don't agree with him on much, but honest to God, he is. He's really funny with what he does.
And also, like in this sense, Sam. I don't get like Sam Cedar people or like those people. I don't get why people like them so much. I guess maybe it's because they're witty with their mouth, and I don't. Maybe that's why they. I'm talking about the Parkmans, the Sam Cedars, and the.
I've gotten to the point whenever I hear the name Sam Cedar, I just go, I Cedar moron.
No, because really, like people say that they're geniuses, but I don't really see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like I would like to see. Does My Two Cents do debates or not really anymore?
I haven't heard from him in a long time, unfortunately.
I haven't heard anything from 2 Cents in a hot minute.
Yeah, did
he die or something?
No. I actually,
really
you know what?
To know where my money is going because I'm still a pretty decent patron of his.
I don't know. Honest to God, I would really like to know that. Whether he's still alive or not, because honest to God, I have not had any contact with him in nearly a year now.
Yeah, it's been a minute for me.
Yeah, maybe we should DM.
Where is the guy?
Yeah,
I don't know. I know he said he was moving to the Midwest, but I mean that was the last time I heard about it. Anything?
Yeah. 1 second. What's with the My Two Cents Twitter?
Yeah.
My 2 Cents.
I don't know, man.
I just find his Twitter accounts. Yeah, he really. I thought you guys knew who it was. Let me see. Where is he?
No, I haven't heard from him in a long time.
Me neither. Actually, getting kind of concerned, to say the least.
Yeah, it's like I said. Is he still alive?
Yeah, I mean, no, that's what I was saying. I don't know. Honest to God. Huh. I might try messaging him or something like that because I myself, I really want to.
Oh yeah, well, he has.
Let me know.
He hasn't streamed in 6 months. Whoa, in half a year. I didn't know he was.
I haven't seen a video from him in months upon months. I haven't.
Oh, he's still alive. He just liked the post. He liked the post a day ago, so he's still alive.
Okay, thank God.
Okay.
So,
he's still alive.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah. No, because he did like you could check the likes on his Twitter, and he liked a post on why abortion is. Yeah. So he's still alive, but I don't know.
Okay, good.
I don't know what's
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe he's like, for me, like maybe he lost interest. Maybe he doesn't think his videos are that good. Maybe that's
I don't know
the case.
why.
His videos are awesome.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, so maybe it takes a lot of effort, in a way. Like it could be how much subs does he have on YouTube? My 2 cents, 6 points. Yeah, probably it's because of the income. Probably he's like frustrated because he doesn't have too much subscribers. That makes sense. Like, and he's been on it for a long time.
That, but then again, there's also Rumble, Minds, Odyssey.
No. But he hasn't got too much. He wants it once you're not so big. I mean, it's sort of like gets to the frustrating point. You know what I mean? It's sort of like he wish he was bigger. You know what I mean? Like I guess people.
I don't know. Only he could answer that.
Yeah.
But he's alive because I saw he liked the video. But
all right. Well,
yeah, I guess you guys could tag him. Yeah. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we are just south of an hour and 20 minutes. and this has been a great conversation. But I don't know about anyone else, but I'm pretty sure we all got to get, some sleep and probably some food in us.
Yeah, exactly.
I know I'm hungry.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Hey, this has been awesome, dudes. And Night Shift, do not be a stranger, bro.
I'm trying not to be, dude. Honest to God, I love being on here with you guys. I mean, if you guys do this again, please include me.
Yeah,
absolutely. We'll be more than happy to extend you an invite.
Yeah, actually,
Awesome.
I actually have an idea. Before we as the stream, I will tell you guys once I end the stream. I have an idea what I want to do, but we just have to.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for hearing us out, and we will see y'all next time.
See ya.